With us now are Piper and Dawn Strain, and Dawn is with DJS Events, and Piper is just Piper Strain. Welcome, Dawn, to the show. How are you?
Hi, Donna. Thank you for having me.
Good, and it's so wonderful that you brought Piper.
Of course, she comes everywhere.
She's absolutely adorable. Tell us about DJS Events and your entire wonderful community that you have built around your event company.
Thank you. We're a full-service event planning company. We do everything from a 10-person private dinner to a 500-person conference. We do weddings, bar mitzvahs, a lot of charity events, which is part of our heart and our specialty. We love doing events. The finished product is really what excites us. I have a phenomenal team behind me, and it's really about creativity and being out of the box.
Now, how did you discover that you were good at that? Like, do you remember like some of your early events and all of a sudden somebody said, this was outrageously fun?
Well, it was actually really interesting. At the time, I worked in banking and I was donating my time to many different charities actually running their events. And a few people said to me, you seem so passionate about this and you're really great at it. Why don't you do it for a living? And I said, well, I don't know. And a few people encouraged me, and finally we started the company, and ever since it's been flying high, so it's been fabulous.
And you do, like you said, all types of events, from small events to really large, amazing, incredible, over-the-top events.
Yes.
Right? One of them being Woof Woof Wedding.
Last year, last May, we did a Woof Woof Wedding. We actually planned it about 2 months. It was a charity fundraiser that I designed for North Shore Animal League and Waggy Tails Rescue, and in about 6 weeks we raised $10,000. Piper actually married a Broadway star, and Kleinfeld's made her dress. Randy Finoli was our guest of honor. So it was really a fabulous evening with a lot of attention, and we were all over the news. She made headlines a lot more than I did, but it was really to support the community as well as to show what we could bring to the table as an organization.
And how did you kind of come up with that concept? Were you like dreaming one night and you just looked at her and said, you're so adorable, let's plan a wedding? Or?
Well, I have a tremendous love for animals as well as charity, and I thought that was a great way to do something unique, because doing a dog wedding from a dog's perspective, differently from than maybe a human's perspective, I thought would be really a neat way to show a lot of creativity.
And what were some of those features? What did you have there that was like really outrageous? I'm sure the favors were great, right?
The favors were great, but two of the elements that I found that were my favorite, right underneath the cocktail tables, we had fire hydrants made. Oh. So it looked like the fire hydrants were holding up the cocktail tables. Also, as the backdrop, we had a doggy mansion. So really unique things that show that if I was a dog, how would I want my wedding to look, or what would they actually use, as if it was a cartoon or something. So it was creative, unique, and people had a wonderful time and lots of smiles, which is really important to us as well.
And I know usually around my birthday, you throw me a big party, but it's not really for my birthday. But you know, in the past, you've done these wonderful events, masquerade balls and things for LIE. You know, tell us about that. Yeah, tell us about that and how that began.
Long Island Elite is an organization I founded 11 years ago. We were the first, or the original, under 40 networking organization, but we were also a charity that raised money for other Long Island charities. Up to this point, we've given about $400,000 away to various Long Island charities, and every year our signature event is a masquerade ball at Oheka Castle. And it is definitely the event of the year. It's very theatrical, not something that you normally see here on Long Island. And that year, last year was superheroes.
Yes, I came as Elastigirl.
Yes, you did.
So much fun.
It was fabulous. And this year is Neverland. So it's Peter Pan and Captain Hook and pirates. And so we're really excited. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And I remember one year you did Alice in Wonderland, and you must have had 100 teapots. And when you do something, you really do it. I think that's what sets you apart from someone else.
For me, it's being as creative as possible for people don't pay attention to detail anymore, in my opinion. So it's from the moment somebody walks into that room to the minute they leave, it's an experience. And everything that happens in between, whether they're walking into the bathroom or whether they're going to the bar, whatever all those elements are, I think it's so important for them to feel an experience throughout the whole evening.
Well, you really seem like you love what you do.
I do
know
love
that
what
you
I do.
do.
And I love that you come to all of our events.
I love your events. You know, they're the not to be missed events. You know, I look forward to them just like everyone else, you know, all year long, you know, and you try to go to different things. And I know you've been working a lot in the city. You've been doing tons of stuff in New York.
That's really our focus too, is really bringing a lot to the table for New York City. We are bidding and hoping to be a part of a lot of the NFL and Super Bowl stuff coming up next year, which we're really excited about. And, you know, New York loves big ideas, and we have lots of big ideas. So they embrace us, and we love it there.
Well, I'm ready to put on a jersey and do some pom-poms with you.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Stay tuned for more on Live It Up. I've been visiting with Dawn Strain and Piper Strain. She's with DJS Events. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Donna.
Yes.